Talk to me. WSRadio.com.
The San Diego Council on Literacy brings you Literacy for All with your host, Jose Cruz.
Welcome to the show. I'm Jose Cruz from the San Diego Council on Literacy. Joining us today from Teach for America San Diego is David Lopez. He's the founder of Teach for America in San Diego. David, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Jose.
For a lot of folks, because you're in the education circles, they may not know about Teach for America because they're not. But tell us about what you do at Teach for America in San Diego.
Yeah, certainly. So Teach for America San Diego launched in 2013. And as you mentioned, I helped to launch the local chapter. And what we were really focused on doing is how can we, through this national organization, recruit really passionate, talented leaders who are interested in making a difference in their community, but may not have considered going into education specifically. And so we do this national recruitment and get about 40,000 people to apply every year. And about 4,000 actually get into the program where they commit to teach for at least 2 years in an underserved community.
I've noticed in reading about your organization and just even now, I would expect you to say teachers, but what you say is leaders. Mm-hmm. Tell us more about why you're using that terminology.
Yeah, so, I think it's a little bit of, you could say it both ways, teachers as leaders or leaders as teachers. It's really the both and trying to find those folks that really are interested in making a difference through teaching, who are very committed to students and making a difference in their lives, but also see an opportunity to leverage their leadership to impact students and education beyond just what happens in their own classroom. And I think that's what we're looking for.
Excellent. So it's not just teaching. It's not in the traditional sense. It is community engagement, leadership, and teaching. It's all of those things.
That is correct. Yeah. And in a way, that's what we then want to instill in our students, is for the students not to just see themselves as students and as learners, but also as leaders, both within their own classroom, but also within their school and their community as well.
Let me see if I have this correct. Are you here from Houston? Are you from Teach for America? I know that you had to come to San Diego and start from scratch. Tell us a little bit about the history, where Teach for America is based, where you started, and then what brought you here.
Absolutely. So, I was born and raised here in San Diego. And the way that it worked is that my parents moved here from Tijuana 3 months before I was born. And so I really got to grow up on both sides of the border here in San Diego, which I'm very excited that I had a chance to have that experience, to see both San Diego and Tijuana, two different countries in a way, but also two very interrelated communities, the way that it works here in our cross-border community.
Where did I get the Houston thing from?
Oh, the Houston thing. Yeah, that's a great point. So I taught in Houston through Teach for America.
Okay.
So when I applied to the program, I certainly would have loved to teach here in my own hometown of San Diego, but we didn't have a program yet.
Right.
And so I applied to several other communities that resembled San Diego, and Houston is where I was assigned.
Excellent. We're glad that you're here. Tell us about the curriculum. Is there a curriculum for Teach for America leaders, and how is that different from what's happening in regular teacher training? And would you call this teacher training?
Yeah, so certainly there are many things that we do similar to teacher preparation programs that you would find across the country. I think when you look across our country, you see many places where teachers are being trained in some key competencies that are super important when it comes to promoting really high levels of learning in students, particularly students from underserved backgrounds. Things like cultural competence, for example, holding students to high expectations, having real rigor in the teaching. Those are things that you see in many places. We try to learn from the best and bring that to our curriculum as well.
So the expectations, having those standards, I'm guessing that part of the challenge that we face in low-income communities and schools in low-income communities is that we don't have the same expectations for the students?
So I can't tell you, just from my own experience growing up as a student in a low-income community, myself as an English learner, as someone who really struggled with school. I flunked 7th and 8th grade at my middle school here in San Diego. I can tell you that many times I had conversations with adults where I could tell that what they thought about my prospects in life were dimmed by what they knew about my demographics and about my background. And so I think that we do unfortunately see that many times, and we're looking for people who say all students can succeed, and we want to give them the opportunity to do so.
So how do you find folks, college students, right, who are want to go into the teaching profession? How do you find them and bring them into your circle of influence?
Yeah, so it's a massive effort, national effort at top universities all across the country. Everything from Harvard and Stanford to UCLA and University of Houston and everything in between. I was recruited at UCSD, my alma mater here in San Diego. And so what we do is we engage with people directly. There's a lot of one-on-one conversations that happen with those leaders on campuses. And we say, look, here's what's happening in our communities, in our low-income communities. Only 1 in 10 students are expected to graduate from college. A whole 1/3 of students from low-income communities will not complete high school. There's something to be done here.
Oh, yes.
So come and lend that leadership and that passion to do this work and change the statistics.
So someone contacts you, or they contact Teach for America, and they say, I want to be in the program. What is the process like?
Yeah, so they would go online to www.teachforamerica.org. There's a very streamlined application these days. We were able to make some modifications to make it quicker and easier.
Good.
So they apply to the program. They submit information about both their own studies, their own path in life, as well as their passion for education, why they want to do the program specifically. And then again, as I mentioned, about 40,000 apply every year and about 4,000 get into the program across the country.
So how are they, or are they co-enrolled in a, let's say, college teacher prep program and Teach for America? How do you work with those programs, or do you work with those programs?
We absolutely do. And most of the places that we're in, we partner with a local university or credentialing program. Here in San Diego, it's National University, who we're very proud to partner with. They offer a real flexibility in the way that their curriculum works that is really important for teachers that are teaching full-time. Our teachers are in there, 40-plus hours with their work. And so to be able to do some work online and do some work in person is really helpful to them.
How would you describe the experience that Teach for America leaders go through, the training, curriculum, what happens at the school, the introduction, et cetera? I know that's a lot of information, but just in general, maybe we'll come back to more specifics.
Yeah, so I'll use myself as an example, right, to just personalize it. Yeah, so I was accepted into the program about 6 months before I went into the classroom. And so during those 6 months, I started to do a lot of the pre-service requirements that were necessary for me to qualify to teach in the state of Texas. And then in the summer, I went to Houston and I did a 5-week, very intensive summer training. I'd call it a boot camp, really.
Okay.
Where I was teaching and learning how to teach simultaneously. And then after that, I did the co-enrollment, as you mentioned, at University of St. Thomas, where I was doing more traditional teacher preparation coursework, as well as my Teach for America training, and had a coach with me for my first 2 years of teaching that was right there with me to help me really do the best I needed to do for my students.
Very good. I'm just kind of reliving my own experiences going through teacher training, and it seems like there's a lot more going on now. I actually kind of felt like we were learning by doing versus having some. When you said how to teach, I don't remember being taught how to teach. Is that common?
Wow. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's true for a lot of professions, right? I think in the past, we did a lot to teach theory, and then you'd go to work and you would start to actually do the hands-on and learn the practical. I think what we've learned over the last, many decades is that many times people actually learn better while they're both learning the theory and the practice simultaneously. And I would certainly describe that's how our approach is at Teach for America.
Very good. I love it. What would your leaders say about going into low income communities? I mean, they're just for some of them, it may be their first experience. Have you seen that? And just what is their response to having this opportunity?
Well, the beautiful thing about Teach for America is we are now the most diverse source of teachers in the country. So that's really incredible and something I'm very proud about. Since we've launched in San Diego, about 2/3 of our teachers have shared the income or racial and ethnic background of their students. And so that's really important because that means that you have a mix of what we call mirrors and windows. You have teachers that can be mirrors for their students. You also have teachers that can be windows, right? The mirrors are folks who share the background of the students and can say, look, I'm here in front of the room. I'm a college graduate, a successful teacher. You can do that too. Yeah. And for the ones who don't share the background, they are windows into a completely different experience and a completely different way of the world working. Yes. And both of those are just as important.
I love it. Love it. Very, it's refreshing. It's needed and important and such. How many teachers do you have in San Diego, teacher leaders?
Yeah, so we launched in 2013 with 19 teachers, serving about 1,100 students. This year we have close to 43 teachers serving nearly 3,000 students. And there's not only just the current teachers, right, that are in their first 2 years of teaching, but there's the whole pool of alumni of people who have completed the Teach for America program already, and we're up to nearly 400 of those folks living here in San Diego.
Oh, my goodness. Very good. Very good. I do want to ask you, of course, additional questions about where you are, what the response to the to this resource is by the public education system and such, and just some stories, success stories maybe that you might share with us. Folks, we are actually coming to the end of this segment, and I'm Jose Cruz from the San Diego Council on Literacy. You've been listening to Literacy for All Radio, and we'll be back in just a minute or two with David Lopez. He's the founder of Teach for America here in San Diego. We're on WS Radio, and we are broadcasting live and also on podcast. Thank you.
I've heard this is like one of the best pizza spots in town.
Yes, it is.
I'll do a slice of pepperoni, slice of vegetarian.
You got it.
And I will pay for all of that in 3 days.
In 3 days? What's that mean?
Well, wait, you accept credit cards. That money's not going to hit your account for 3 days anyway.
I need my money quicker.
At Chase, we hear you. With Express Funding, card payments are in your Chase account the next business day. Go to chase.com/expressfunding. Chase for business, so you can.
Compensated participation. All businesses are subject to credit approval. Not all clients are eligible for next business day funding, and additional terms, conditions, and restrictions apply.
Donate cash, furniture, clothes, and other gently used household items to Father Joe's Villages and get a nice tax break in April. Every donation is tax deductible. Believe you can make a difference. Be Father Joe. Go to neighborhood.org or call 1-800-HOMELESS to donate today.
Life is full of misadventures, from car crashes to home fires to getting choked out on the mat. Yes, I said getting choked out because I'm Carlos Kramer, jiu-jitsu competitor, MMA and media personality, and mild-mannered insurance agent. You can follow my adventures on Kick-Ass Radio, and I can protect you from life's misadventures at Kramer Insurance. Home, auto, life, business, and workers' comp. We're at KramerINS.com, and I want you to join my world.
Identity theft costs over $20 billion a year. When was the last time you changed all of your passwords? Don't be a victim. The nonprofit Securing Our eCity Foundation is here to support you. They serve individuals, families, seniors, businesses, and nonprofits throughout San Diego, helping to make a safer cyber experience for all. For more information, visit securingourecity.org or call 619-630-2444.
Too much to do? Not enough time to get it done? Call on the experts at Another 8 Hours for your business support needs. By partnering with Another 8 Hours, we allow you to focus on the more important matters, like being in front of your clients, doing what you do best, rather than being stuck at a desk poring over paperwork, rummaging through emails, returning phone calls, and struggling to get everything done by yourself. Meanwhile, your family and social life are going down the drain. Go to another8hours.com or call 8 more hours. That's 866-734-6877.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, VinVillage.com, where wine lovers connect. Be sure to tune in weekly to Vin Village Radio for exclusive, in-depth interviews with the who's who in wine and food.
Securing Our eCity Foundation is a nonprofit organization focused on cybersecurity awareness and education. Formed in 2011, their mission is to enable every San Diegan to live, work, and play safely in the cyber world. For more information, visit securingourecity.org or call 619-630-2444. securingourecity.org, 619-630-2444. securingourecity.org.